Merry Meet Friends, Vix here, and I have been a bad mum. So a few weeks back we had a really bad cold snap and we were walking to school one day and my little girl wanted to know how she could keep her face warm. So we got onto the subject of balaclavas, and of course, being a knitter, she asked me to make her one. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think she meant it. Given that she refuses to wear her hat currently, which she made me buy her from a shop. So I just didn't think any more of it. But she keeps asking me, and she asked me again this morning. So I've just spent a good few hours sitting on the floor, sorting through my yarn. And I have come across, if I can remember where I've put it, bear with me. Oh, I have come across this, which is not at all me because I'm not a huge fan of pink. It has to really be the right kind of pink or be mixed in with something else. I'm not sure quite how much there is here, but it looks like enough to me. Now I've had a look for an easy pattern, but I think I'm gonna have to wing it. So I am going to dig out some 4mm needles. It's a DK yarn. So I'm gonna dig out some 4mm needles, DPNs, mini circs, and then some bigger circs probably, and just see what I can do. But it's going to be a lot of trial and error, I suspect, and she'll probably have to try it on when she gets home. And then how much do you want to bet she's not even going to wear it? So I need to find my needles, which is always interesting. Right, I'm also going to put my telly back on because I'm watching Red Dwarf today. It's making me happy. Pause that so I can talk to you. So I think I'm going to just start at the top. I'm going to cast on maybe 6 stitches and just do some rib. I think just ribbing it around will help with the fit because it doesn't have to be quite the right size. Thinking about it, actually, I made a hat when my son was little that's literally called a magic hat. Because it's ribbed but also kind of patterned, it stretches. So it fits them when they're small as well as when they're a little bit bigger. So maybe I should look that out and then look for the pattern. And then I figure all I need to do is just cast off and cast on some stitches for the eyes. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do rather than plain rib. Oh, but now I can't decide. Okay, I'm going to look into the other hat first, which means A, I need to go and find it, and B, I need to fish out the pattern. And for once, something is actually where it's supposed to be. Here, look at this. Isn't it lovely? And because it's primarily based on a rib, it's a patterned rib, so it stretches. I think that will be prettier. And I think if there isn't quite enough yarn, I think it will be a quick project anyway, so it won't matter too much if I have to take it out and redo it. But I have got a variegated yarn. This was actually one of a set of 3. There was this pink one, there was a yellow one, and then there was a variegated one that was pink and yellow and some greens. So there'll be something that can go with it if I haven't quite got enough. So next step is very boring. I have to look for a pattern.
Don't smell of manure.
Yep, here it is. I've just found it. It is literally called Magic Hat by P for Parsnip. Much fun. Still currently free on Ravelry if anybody's interested. I'll try and remember to link it below. And uses 5mm needles, so I need to go on another needle hunt. So let's download that, because from my memory it's knitted flat and bottom up, which is not necessarily how I like to make my hats, but needs must and all that. Oh, it says it is knitted in the round. I've definitely got a seam in mine. Never mind. To fit child. Yeah, so it's knitted bottom up. I think we can make it work. So 5mm needles, cast on that many, rib. Okay, oh, but look, I left my needles out. Unfortunately, my DPN collection is very sad looking. It's completely mismatched. Okay, that's strange. Yeah, completely mismatched. I've got some long ones that I absolutely hate working with. Not enough short ones. Oh, and metal ones. Oh no. I'm gonna have to make a start because I haven't got short 5mm tips for my interchangeable needles, so to be fair, I don't have really anything against metal needles as such, but there is something about the way that these sound together that with something like the Knit Pro Zings, you don't get that same noise that they make. They're made out of different metals, I believe, and I just don't love these. But that has highlighted a gap in my supplies, which gives me a good excuse to buy needles. Although actually I will probably add them to my list because I'm going to a yarn show in a few weeks with some friends, and they've got a stall there, needles and hooks, I think an actual Knit Pro supplier actually, so I will be heading there. Right, back to the telly and I'm casting on. Have I ever told you that I'm really rubbish at figuring out the tail on my long tail caster? I'm about a third of the way into my cast on, and I'm pretty sure I've messed it up.
How's it looking? Is it all going to
Did I say cast on?
Nothing in sight, sir.
I meant cast on. I'm gonna redo it. Attempt number 2, long tail cast on. job one today is finish this balaclava. I did get a bit concerned about how far the pink was going to go, so we've added some stripes. The rest of it's going to be the variegated colour now because that's the one that she likes best. And I'm exceptionally tired today, so I'm just going to see how we get on. But I have got a new Ellen and Neil true crime video to watch, so that's quite exciting too. Okay, sorry about that. My camera died. But here we now have a finished balaclava. I am quite excited. Super quick knit. The only thing I'm unsure about, because obviously I'm knitting while she's at school, I have no idea how well this is going to fit her. Now I did measure, I measured from the top of her head to kind of the bridge of her nose and then down to kind of get an idea of where the eye gap needed to be. But I'm concerned that I might have made it a bit too wide. I obviously didn't want to obscure her vision, and I want the hat, balaclava I should say, to grow with her as she grows. So I didn't want to make it too narrow, but I'm a bit concerned that I've now made it too wide. So I haven't dealt with any of my ends, just in case. What I think I can do, if it is too wide, is rather than taking it out and re-knitting it, is just stitch it up slightly on the edges, and then again, if she does by some miracle actually wear it, I can then take out that stitching when it starts becoming a little bit too loose. So, and I don't know how well you can see this beautiful it's kind of an open rib pattern. So, but that's what gives it its stretch. That's why the hat pattern is magic. And literally all I've done is followed the hat pattern, but just lengthened it. When it got to the length I needed it to be, I cast off some stitches for the eye gap, and then just literally cast the same amount of stitches back on, and then carried on up, followed the crown shaping. I think the rib is, the 2x2 ordinary rib on the bottom is shorter than the pattern calls for, just because I didn't think it needed to be any deeper than it was, because obviously that's going to go around her neck rather than, you know, need to be a brim that's going to be folded up. So we will see if it fits her when she gets home. Still taking bets on whether she wears it, how many times she wears it. I can't imagine a balaclava being the most comfortable item of clothing, but I feel like less of a bad mum now that I've made it for her. So there's that. I have been doing some sorting out, just looking at my stash boxes behind the camera there. I've been doing sorting out for a whole host of other projects. So I'll see you soon with another video. Bye.